So, what's the real difference between people who achieve financial freedom and, well, everyone else? It's not luck, not even close. It's about building. Today, we're diving into this idea that financial success is something you actually construct, piece by piece, just like an architect designs and builds a skyscraper. So let's grab our hard hats and get started with the foundation. And there it is. That's the core idea right there. It tells us that everything, and I mean everything, starts not with what's in your bank account, but what's in your head. Before a single brick gets laid, the entire building is already standing tall and strong inside the architect's mind.
And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Because it's not about just daydreaming about being rich. It's about adopting a very specific mindset, drafting a real blueprint for your actions, and then, and this is the hard part, committing to the daily work of construction. So let's break down exactly what that means, starting with the very first principle. Okay, so every amazing building you've ever seen starts with something you can't even see, the foundation. It's invisible, but it's absolutely everything. For your financial future, that foundation is your mindset. It's the first and honestly the most important thing you have to get right before any of the real building can even begin.
This is a big one. You've got to understand that the size of your financial success is almost always capped by the size of your own thinking. The very first move, the first act of construction, is to really truly believe that bigger things are possible for you, and then to start tearing down all those mental walls you've probably built around yourself over the years.
Let's put these two mindsets side by side. On one hand, you've got the kind of thinking that just keeps you small. You're afraid to fail, you're stuck in old habits, and you're way too worried about what other people think. But the architect's mindset, that's all about empowerment. It's about trusting your own vision, seeing failure as a useful tool, and believing in your power to build something incredible, no matter what anyone else says. And that brings us to a huge shift in perspective. To an architect, a stress test isn't a disaster, it's how you find the weak spots before the whole thing comes crashing down. Every setback, every mistake is just data. It's super valuable information you can use to reinforce your plans and build a much stronger, more resilient structure next time around. A powerful mindset is essential, for sure, but it's just the beginning. It needs a direction. You have to translate all that big thinking into a concrete, workable plan. And that's where we start drafting the blueprint. Strategic planning isn't just having a few goals written down somewhere. It's the whole process behind them. It means you got to do your homework, you focus on hard facts instead of just wishful thinking, and you always keep your eye on that long-term vision for the structure you're trying to build.
So how do you actually bring that vision to life? Well, it's a process. It all starts with the big dream, the grand design. But then comes the real work. You gather information, you create a solid strategy, and then you break it all down into smaller, manageable steps. And that last piece, reviewing it daily, is so critical. You don't build a skyscraper overnight, right? You build it one floor at a time.
So what makes a blueprint really tough, really resilient? Well, it's never just one thing. It's a whole balanced system. A clear long-term vision is like your North Star, while diversification protects you from any unexpected storms. And everything is built on a solid foundation of real knowledge and facts, reinforced by the discipline to actually write your goals down and check out every opportunity with care. Okay, so you've got the mindset, you've got the blueprint. Now what? Now comes the work. This is the part where you show up every single day and you lay the bricks. Progress isn't about these huge, grand gestures. It's all about relentless, day in, day out consistency. You really got to let this one sink in. You don't just decide you want a strong financial house and then wake up with one the next morning. No way. Successful people don't wait around for things to happen. They make them happen by taking consistent, deliberate action day after day. And honestly, sometimes that's all it takes. Just one step forward, one new thing you learned, one goal you reviewed. It's the compounding effect of these small daily actions that creates this massive momentum over time. So what do these daily bricks actually look like?
They're not some huge, impossible tasks. They are simple, powerful habits. Making learning a daily thing, staying committed even when it's tough, and fiercely protecting your time for what really matters. These are the deliberate actions that build fortunes over the long haul. Think about it. A building isn't just constructed and then you walk away forever. No, it needs maintenance. It needs to be reinforced against storms, updated over time, and it's the exact same for your financial strategy. And this takes us right back to that idea of the stress test. A loss or a setback isn't a tragedy. Think of it as tuition. It's a really valuable piece of feedback that, if you actually analyze it, will make every single decision you make from now on that much smarter. And this is where the theory gets super practical. You can literally do this. A bad investment teaches you that deep market knowledge isn't optional, it's crucial. A missed opportunity trains you to stay alert. This isn't just passive learning, it's active, intentional improvement.
And this leads to a pretty cool realization. The blueprint you start with, it isn't the blueprint you're going to finish with. And it's not supposed to be. The world changes, you learn more, your skills get better. A true architect is a lifelong learner, always on the lookout for better materials and new techniques to upgrade and reinforce their structure.
You know, no great architect builds completely alone. They work with engineers, with designers, with whole construction teams. Your financial journey is no different. The people you surround yourself with are your support structure.
Who you spend your time with has a massive influence on your mindset. Being around ambitious, positive people, it lifts you up and it expands your idea of what's even possible. And beyond that, your network is an amazing tool for finding opportunities and getting new perspectives you might have totally missed on your own.
And it's so important to remember that this is a two-way street. A great architect doesn't just build for themselves, they contribute to the entire skyline. When you share what you've learned, you not only help other people, but you also strengthen your own knowledge and reinforce the very network that supports you. So let's bring it all together. What does the architect's toolkit really look like? Well, it's a complete system where every part supports the others. It all starts with the vision. That's the mindset to think bigger. That vision gets its structure from a strategic blueprint. It comes to life with consistent daily action. The whole thing is maintained through constant learning, and it's all supported by a strong network. You need all five. They work together. We've just walked through the architectural plans, the mindset, the tools, the strategy. It's all in your hands now. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build first? What is that very first brick you're going to lay today?